Hey YouTube, what's Duncan? Oreo's here today with another video. With Leagues 5 right around the corner, I figured now would be a good time to make a video about some AFK methods you can utilize, especially if you plan on playing Leagues on an account separate from the one you're currently playing. Since your account can't log into both Leagues and normal worlds at the same time, most people decide to play Leagues on their main and neglect their other accounts for the duration of the league. So I'm here today to share some activities you can do that don't require your full attention, allowing you to focus on other things. Now these aren't in any particular order, they're just 10 ideas I came up with that would be pretty good to do while you're AFK. A pretty low intense activity you can do just by logging in for a few minutes a day is managing your kingdom. If you have this unlocked, it's a great method to passively collect resources, and it's best to keep your favor at 100% to maximize your potential rewards. So firstly, make sure your coffer is topped off, and then just keep it axed in your inventory. Log in, chop some trees, and once your favor hits 100%, that's it. Next up is combat training. Of course there's Nightmare Zone, but with the release of Varrock, there's a new king of the AFK combat training methods. Sulfur Nagas. Now I won't get into too much detail since this is pretty simple to do, but if you have Perilous Moons unlocked, just make some Moonlight Potions, head to the Ancient Prison area, play melee, and relax. Now XP rates here are pretty good, especially if you have 2-hit weapons like the Frost or Sulfur Blades, or the dual Marcahito. But if you're not quite there yet, and you don't have Perilous Moons unlocked, head to Fossil Island and kill Animite Crabs. These, however, give you about a 25% reduction in XP as compared to the Sulfur Nagas, but crabs are still a good idea to do, especially if you don't have all of your fossil displays completed in the Varrock Museum yet. Speaking of Varrock, let's talk about a Varrock Diary reward. Every day you can log in and claim battle salves for a price of 7,000 each from Zav's shop. The quantity depends on your tier of diary completed. These are pretty useful, especially if you do have Perilous Moons unlocked, since a common reward from the lunar chest is water orbs. So now you can just log in for your dailies, and sometime during the leagues, craft and alch all of your battle staves. Further, on the topic of crafting battle staves, let's talk about good old Bankstanding. Skills done here are ones that you could pull some resource out of the bank and produce a product without even having to move. This can be the likes of making water battle staves, or also include something like fletching, or even cooking. Although I wouldn't do cooking if you're just trying to level the skill, since Trouble Brewing offers a pretty decent method of training nowadays. But if you do need some food for PVM, cooking would be a great option. Now most of us think that thieving is a pretty click-intensive activity, but again, Varrock to the rescue. A new method of pickpocketing wealthy citizens actually allows for AFK training, which is great for us. Additionally, there's a chance to pickpocket house keys, which allows us to AFK even more when stealing valuables from one of 3 different houses around the city. So I suggest to bank a bunch of the keys now, since that part is less AFK, and then when the leagues come out, just go to the houses and maximize our time of AFKness. Now, would you believe if I told you that Varrock has one last gem to offer us? Yeah, agility is now more AFK than ever. The Colossal Worm course offers 2 variants. Basic, which requires 50 agility, and Advanced, which requires 62. Doing both courses takes about a minute to complete and only requires 6 actions. To put that into perspective, the Falador course also takes about a minute to complete but requires 10 actions, and the Canifis course takes about 45 seconds to complete with 9 actions. Alright, next up is Slayer. And I'm sure you're asking, but Oreos, how is Slayer AFK? Well, not training this skill specifically, although there are tasks you could AFK, I'm more so talking about making cannonballs. Cannonballs also offer a pretty decent amount of time of AFK. It takes about a minute and a half to make your full inventory. Whether you're going for untrimmed Slayer or not, cannonballs are a great way to help speed up slower tasks when we return from leagues. Also, cannonballs are really useful if you ever want to go for the Champion's Cape or get mossy keys for a Biro staff. Cannonballs in general are just really nice to have in the bank. Another great option to AFK is mining stars. These can offer up to an hour of AFK with only 1 click every 7 minutes, and that's just insane. The only part of this activity that makes it any bit of a nuance is that you actually have to find the stars. But guess what? The OSRS portal or Star Miners Discord can be used to pinpoint the world, location, and a tier of a fallen star. Along with up to about 40,000 XP in mining, you can also trade in Stardust for soft clay packs, bags full of gems, Prospector Recolor, or a Celestial Ring. Now woodcutting is surely one of the more iconic AFK activities, and this is a great option to get some logs or birdhouse runs. Now I'm not going to say to go do your birdhouse runs every day, but chopping the trees to give you the banked XP for birdhouses is a pretty viable option. I recommend doing this on yews or magic trees since they're the types that last longer before falling down. Yews offer about 2 minutes of AFK, while magics offer almost 4 once you've begun chopping. And last but not least is brewing. No, not trouble brewing, I mean the regular old Tale of a Drunken Dwarf type brewing. This, like battle staff buying and kingdom managing, can be done by just logging in every so often. Agreement's Ale Matured is a required item for a follow the bard step when doing clues, and because it can take up to 5 days to brew this, a lot of people end up just dropping the step, even though it's relatively easy to do. So you can fill your inventory full of the items to make it, and then create a little stockpile for your future self. You'll need 2 buckets of water, 2 barley malt, 4 Harlanders, 1 ale yeast, and 8 beer glasses. Additionally, if you want to increase your chance of the ale actually maturing from 5% to 64%, you can also bring the stuff, which can be obtained from Trouble Brewing for 50 pieces of 8. Although you should be warned that this could cause the batch to take up to 7 days to brew. Well everyone, I really hope that some of these ideas will help you plan out what to do when Leagues arrive, and even when Leagues is gone, these are still really good methods of AFKing. As always, happy scaping, and I'll see you later.